Hey, it's Shabes, and welcome to a special edition of AniTube Digest, where we go over the best, in my opinion, anime YouTube creators that were active this year. I wanted to do something a little different this time, and not like a top videos of the year, because what was really apparent to me in this year is not so much individual videos that really stood out, but more so creators that were consistently putting out really good stuff or just having a really good year creatively. And so I wanted to highlight that, and give out 10 creators and feature a couple of their videos. Not like talk about all their videos and like everything they made, but just kind of giving a bigger picture of their year and why I think they had a particularly interesting year. I wanted to give a couple honorable mentions first, because there was just, there's a lot of channels, and I think there's certain creators that had like individual moments as well. But just general things that I really wanted to point out, and I'll give a video for each of them as like a little sampler. But and this will be alphabetical order as well. The list as well as these honorable mentions. The first honorable mention would be Yonder. Constantly puts out like anything, a lot of shit posts. But then like suddenly drops like an EP of something, and a lot of animations like this. The one I put is "Can I get a," and it's like this like video game slash like I don't know, like wet visual novel. I don't know, not like visual novel. I shouldn't say that. I don't know if I go that far, but it's just very dialogue focused, but feels like a game, but it's an animation, and it's so unique and so interesting. I love I love it a lot. But yeah, like they have a constant series of licks, and that's just like going through a lot of random songs that they've been enjoying, and like things that they like about it. An occasional essay. It's just like you literally have no idea what they're going to make. I also really enjoyed Flip's web comic. I forget what it was. I forget the name of it. But it's about the four bandmates. It's a short run as well, and I just think he's done a lot of creative good stuff this year, and it's been really fun following his stuff. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I wanted to shout that out first. I felt bad that I didn't talk as much about Kaze Talks' videos this year, but I noticed that he did a lot of videos, and especially the Captain Tsubasa video I thought was a very particularly standout one for me. It was the one that I did watch, but I also really liked his entry for the Star Wars anthology. But generally, I think he's had a very good year. I think it seems. I just wanted to give him some credit for that, because I think he's been very good, very consistently active, and doing really good stuff. But yeah, I'm sorry I haven't physically checked out a lot of his videos in that sense. But yeah, I think he's doing really well, really good stuff. I certainly want to talk about Mr. Cheese. It didn't put out too many videos this year, but that was because one of them's 2 hours long. I didn't even realize that S. Cryad is only 20 minutes, but it's because he styles the videos very similarly, and so I thought it was a similarly huge retrospective or something. But specifically the Get a Robo video, I think is phenomenal, and really worth checking out. I'm happy it did so well. It really kind of blew up. And then I've just been like particularly interested in his stuff. He hasn't put out too many videos, but I just think it was just really exciting. I'm looking forward, if he continues his output. I think it'd be he'll have an even better next year, hopefully. But yeah, I just really enjoyed his videos overall, specifically the Getter video for sure. I wanted to talk about Noralities a little, because she did have a very prolific big year. This was definitely a big year for her. Did start like 2 years ago, I guess, and had a little bit of a moment with I'm Tired of Isekai last year. But this year it was especially out of the gate, put out more videos, a lot longer videos, got a lot more traction, a lot more success. Not a little more controversial, like its videos aren't really for everyone. She's had some disagreeable moments, I think, but I think it's allowed her to grow and mature as a creator, and get more sharper, I think, and less more fearless to like talk about certain things that she really cares about. It's tough. I tried watching her gender nonconforming icons video, and I really appreciate it and I enjoy it on a conceptual level, but it's just something about the execution. It was just like kind of uncomfortable for me. I don't know what it is. Where like I'm sorry if it's turning into like me complaining about it. I put in the playlist her bee and puppy cat video, because that was one that I watched with absolutely no reservations, and I just really enjoyed it. But the gender nonconforming one, like, there was something about her delivery every time she's bringing up gender nonconforming or any sensitive issue like pronouns or anything, and there's so much clarification and like trying to please everybody, right? And I just don't know if it's the best approach personally as a viewer. I think if you're just caking it with all these caveats, it's cumbersome personally. And that's just a small nitpick. I didn't make it far into that video. I just tried it. And I would have liked to get to the, but like, as soon as she's like, all right, now we need to talk about performativity versus identity, I'm like, I don't know. It's not it. I do think there is I do think she can do this. I'm not saying that this is like not something you should talk about or anything like that. Like, I'm a big, like, I watch literally all of Lindsay Ellis's videos, all of ContraPoints' videos multiple times. Like, I watch culture, like, I love content creators talking about this stuff, as well as like, but it's just a matter of like because of how they do it and the actual like craft of the video and the humor or the presentation, the execution of it, the actual video itself, and not as much like, I don't really care what they talk of, what ContraPoints uploads. I'm going to watch it, type of thing. But I'm not. It's starting to make a big comparison in that way. I'm just saying that like I do think it's possible for you to be able to talk about this stuff. It's just finding out the right way and not have like it's the voice, the performance in particular. It just seems that she just switches a dial, and it's suddenly very careful, and like I don't know. It's just something where it's like it feels like it makes me think that she's going to step on a bomb. like she's just too tense. There's just something about it where it's just like I don't know. Sorry if that was more complaining, if anything. The Bee and Puppy Cat video, I had absolutely no problem. I really appreciated it, liked it a lot. I think the flow of it was really interesting. I've talked about it in the previous digest. And yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's more complaining and stuff. But like, I do think it's important to bring her up because she had a really notable standout year. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. And I need fucking water. Oh my god. Yeah, better. We're gonna last's honorable mention is spilling the milk.
Oh, I'm a failure.
Because they also had a very they finally broke through with YouTube, and they're enjoying some good success there. And I just had to include their bookworm video which is this kind of a compilation of their previous channel, Jack and Core, which did get taken down this year. So that was a rough, but I still really liked seeing all their output. I didn't watch everything from them. It is what it is. I also really like their live action stuff that they were doing, like Otakon and stuff. But I mean, for me, still nothing tops some of these moments in Bookworm, and I think they're very cutting in this particular case. I just like this video a lot. But yeah, no, I'm just kind of celebrating. They had a really good year. They finally popped off towards the end of the year. And good on them. It's very exciting. Looking forward for more goofs from the boys. Okay, God, 10 minutes into this video or ish, and we're finally going to talk about the actual standout creators. And this is again alphabetical order. I couldn't rank these guys. No, like they don't ask me to, please. It would be too difficult. So the first one is BobSamurai. He completely kicked it up in another gear. Like, he's been laying low. He had kind of laid low like after the suit era. He got really burnt out and stuff. And he had like kind of a whatever year in 19 and 20, and then 21 I figured it out, and he just like is gunning these reviews. He slowed down a little bit in the last quarter of the year, I think, but still, he's been putting out so many reviews, so much variety in like in genre and decade and everything. And again, it's one of those things where he uploads so much. I'm not watching every video he's putting out, but I'm just like admiring it a lot. It's really remarkable. Videos I wanted to point to in particular that I think are really enjoyable is, and it gives kind of a good breadth of the things he's made this year. I really liked his discussion video on how to end anime burnout and find the best anime for you. I just like his process a lot. And it's mostly him on the camera talking, and I think he has a really good camera. He's always had a good camera presence, but this one feels a lot. It has that refinement of his practice. He's been doing this for like over 10 years, with the more mature, and like he's over the hill, like in terms of like he's a kind of a world weariness and like this wise old man type of thing. I don't know, no offense, Bob. No, it's just great, and I obviously love the discussion and the topic here, and just in like choosing what anime you watch and stuff like that. I put out one of his reviews, why Fantastic Children is severely underappreciated, which I agree with, and I think Fantastic Children deserves the attention. And yeah, again, like he's putting out a lot of these like incredibly obscure ones, like Aaron and Dear Brother. It's getting a little more notoriety, but like it's completely irreverent to views. Like he cares more about like his very specific audience, and he's not like trying to play to algorithm or anything like that. And that like doesn't have to. Don't worry about it. And I'm just going to do this as much as I can. I love that. I'm very. It's just so super admirable to me that like views are just completely like around whatever. And I agree, it's fine. Man, but I also watched his Daiton 3 video just that came out the other day, which is really funny, and it made me really actually want to watch Daiton 3. I was actually one of the B&B, the few Tomy now I was like, yeah, I don't need to see that. I kind of get it. But no, he really convinced me, I think. And the other video I put in there was his beginner guide to macros and watch order. Like the fact that he's been choosing, when he gets to like something like macros or Crest of the Stars, he watches all of it, and he then presents that to you as this, like, here's kind of the deal with this franchise and how to get into it type of thing. And it's something I really respect and admire. Yeah, but phenomenal output, and really great year for him. Like really great to see this. I'm as a longtime fan, I'm very happy to see it. Yeah, it's great. Up next is Bonsai Pop, and they show up in this mostly because they really had a turning point towards the beginning of the year. I think it started with the first video I put in there with anime is punk rock cartoons, and they're kind of giving their ethos and who they are and their perspective on anime as a whole. And it's one of the start of this much bigger shift. You look at their previous output from previous years, and all the videos are about 12 to 14 minutes, maybe a little longer or short, but like around that range. And then right after this, where they decide we're going all in, we're not gonna, YouTube tanked our views or whatever, and we're just gonna double down, do our thing, and kind of like go more in depth on this stuff. So their output has been slower, but all the videos are double the length, and so they go a lot more in depth. They have that really trademark kind of more detail than you would expect from a channel, and the thoroughness and everything like that. I think the video that really embodies it for me is Claymore. Really getting a full sense of the manga and the anime and the whole deal with it. Really going in depth with everything and making it holistic, and kind of feels like the definitive Claymore video in a way. And shooting for that standard is really impressive and something I really admire and respect, that came from them this year. And then the other video I wanted to talk about was a little bit with their feature, is actually their Visions entry for this anthology that I was actually a part of as well. Their entry on The Elder, I did not know that Tyler was such a Star Wars fan to this extent of how much detail he put into this, and why this is so fascinating and interesting. I'm just really shocked, and I just really, it's very, again, emblematic of like how much lore and detail and information they're able to pack into these videos, and not like in a production sense, but in a like story experience and thematic sense, I guess. And really feeling to get every series that they touch upon. They're really trying to be holistic and get it, you know. But you know, again, I really respect the move of just like, you know, algorithm will do what it is, but we're gonna really, you know, I'm not gonna say like rely on patrons in the same way. I'm not sure. I don't know if that properly if that's accurate as much. But the fact that they kind of made the switch to long form, not as often, but like really high polished quality videos is really exciting and something I wanted to highlight. Oh my gosh, Hazel. Yeah, so this was, I think Hazel was probably the one creator that, it's a couple. It was actually a couple. I'm looking at the list and there's a couple creators that made me think this, but definitely Hazel is one of them, where she just had this standout year and pretty much every video she put out was incredible and big, and like big videos and very regularly. She just got faster and faster throughout the month, and then she put out like 3 videos in like a month or so in the span of a month, and like the output is just insane in the latter half of this year for sure. I wanted to especially highlight Why Did We Like Elfin Lied as that one. It's the biggest video on her channel right now, and it's just very thorough and it's surprisingly engaging all the way through. There's a peak on my audio. I hope that didn't mess things up too much. The consistent thing with Hazel, and this is just like emblematic of all of her videos and why every single one is good, it's just because she's just a good content creator. She has very good humor, very good delivery, a lot of information. I like the flow of the videos oftentimes. Even though sometimes it feels kind of all, you know, goes in place, you know, you don't know where it's going to go really. And I think that just makes it interesting. Sometimes she just completely changes topic or just goes on these tangents or whatever. Vlad Love feels a lot like that. But the videos I was just the most happy, like I liked the most personally, was the Elfin Lied video, her unreleased anime that almost changed history, because it had a lot more like history and deep diving in the internet and stuff like that. Like her research is really interesting. And then of course her forgotten hero of 90s anime Tenchi Muyo video completely convincing me to watch Tenchi Muyo, which I think was, I couldn't say as much for the rest of her videos. Like as much as I liked them, like it didn't make me like, oh my god, I gotta watch Elfin Lied or something like that. But like here, like her Tenchi video in particular was like phenomenal and very emblematic of what she's capable of. I am worried of like she's hinted at like some health issues, and you know, like, oh, this has been a lot, you know, and doing a lot, but also like her Patreon exploded. She got over 100,000 subscribers, which congratulations, that's incredible. You know, and it's been a great year. I don't know what the future is with her channel. I'm hoping it's good. Looking forward to the best, I guess. But if not, like this year was really a hallmark and something I really respect and wanted to shout out. Lines in Motion, another creator that doesn't like have as much of a like an output because all of their videos take so long probably, which is fair. Especially like the Blue Period video, that was just like a very special moment. Our Dreams at Dusk, the use of visual metaphors, and then the Harley Quinn video that just came out. All of them are just like really big, thorough. I really like their delivery. I really like, and especially their editing is something to just marvel at every single time. There's very few creators who have the steam these days to do what they're doing. And I just think that the output was especially remarkable this time. Yeah, they're just one of those creators that like, it's incredible. Like every time they upload something, it's like, oh shit, you know. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the Chainsaw Man video. Holy I can't imagine what that's gonna be like. And just whatever they're gonna have out where it's I think they're still like slowly growing and stuff like that, but I'm expecting really great things. I'm sorry I don't have too much, like I'm not gonna say as much with this one as the other creators. But there's just, I think the quality just speaks for itself. I think the technique is stunning. the subject matter. And I also appreciate, like, especially starting with the Dreams at Dusk video, starting to venture more into more I guess controversial topics or just topics that like are going to have great comment sections. You know. But like similar to like Noralities or whatever, I think Lens in Motion actually handles it really well, just because like the tone is the same throughout, which is like, well, I assume so, but yeah, like the tone is feels very consistent, doesn't feel like they're tiptoeing on anything. Feels very matter of fact and well presented in a way that like is very undisagreeable, which is especially true of the Harley Quinn Poison Ivy video, I think. Which I can't imagine. I can't imagine actually that the comments are great on that one. No, but yeah, I've really enjoyed their output this year, and looking forward to more what they got coming down the line. Looking forward to it. It's great. Wow! Mercury Falcon had a very prolific year, I think. They were definitely having this in like 2020 with their Tatsunoko video, and they were certainly capable of this sort of stuff, but like they especially found an audience and kind of like had a lot of good momentum, starting to get sponsors. Like the sponsor stuff was really fun to see. I've just really enjoyed a lot of their videos, especially the ones I featured here. Birth of Macros, which is a great moment, and also did really well, which is nice. I really liked the How Toei Changed Sunday Mornings video, how thorough it was. It didn't feel like 45 minutes. It seemed like a lot of fun. A lot of like featuring a lot of obscure, like really introducing certain things that I had never heard of, and probably his audience had never heard of and stuff. And I think he handles it really, really well. And of course is the godfather of bad anime, Akira Tsuburaya. Despite talking a lot about kind of like relatively poor quality anime, it just felt a lot more. It just felt very educational and research driven and handled really well, and I don't know, thorough. Yeah, it's their stuff's been great, I think. They've been particularly standout, I think, this year. But yeah. Oh, also the I didn't feature it, but his retrospective on Toshihiro Hirano was fantastic as well this year. It only came out this I think November or like 3 weeks ago. But yeah, phenomenal stuff. Really looking forward to more what they got going on. Yeah, it's great. Sorry, I don't know much else to say about it. This is a little lower effort digest, I guess. I'm sorry. Super Eypatch Wolf is definitely the biggest creator on here, over 1 million subscribers. He hit 1 million. I think he hit 1 million right as his Undertale video came out, I think, or maybe he got it when I feel like he hit 1 million way earlier. I don't remember. And he certainly had this. The videos I'm featuring here, like Bizarre World of Fake Psychics and Internet Did to Garfield, are certainly things that he has made before, technically, because like the Bizarre Modern Reality of Simpsons and Sonic, and then Bizarre World of Fake Martial Arts. There's stuff that he's, a lot of his stuff hasn't changed necessarily, but like it really feels like he's hitting a stride with the content he made this year, especially how horror driven it feels. Like a lot of the videos are kind of skewed towards horrific things, and I don't know, his delivery is just really engrossing, and oh my gosh, and also he's I think it started this year where he's starting to have more of an on-screen presence, like he has the green screen and stuff like that, and using that really effectively. I think especially the Fake Psychics video was really a standout moment for me. But then also all of his videos, just like, there's just something, I don't know if it showed up as much in his other videos. Like I'm obviously, I think he really strived for that for every video he made in the past, but I just think he's nailing it with these past videos in terms of like the cathartic ending and overall point, and his delivery is a lot stronger. Like it's not the same kind of like, oh, typical Eypatch Wolf delivery or whatever. Like it just has this a lot more and like suspense, I guess, to it. I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to feature his Bizarre World of Fake Psychics video, especially because it really deals with a serious topic. Like he it has like the ooh, and kind of fun things about it, but it's like, no, this is serious and this is actually really harmful and stuff. And that was like a really good moment for him, I thought. And then his journey into hell with Dell, that's like it's so different for him, such a different video, and like it's also like inserting himself a lot more and having a personal, like, I did this, and putting an individualistic spin on it. That was really great to see, and I thought it was a particular creative not improvement, like evolution for him. And then it all culminates in this fucking Garfield video, which I'm happy to see is doing so well right out the gate. But like, oh my god, because it deserves it, because it's so much bigger. I think it might be the biggest video he's made. Let me just double check. I just need to scroll through all his videos for a sec. I'm pretty sure this is the biggest video he made by like no fucking question. And it didn't feel like an hour at all. It felt really quick, and I was like, man, it's already over. Damn. You know, I don't think Fall of Bleach was over an hour. I think it was like 40 minutes or something. It's obviously unlisted. I gotta watch that video now with the end of Naruto. No, anyway, no, yeah, but all of his videos have been about, like, they've been sizable. Nothing's this big, and it deserves it. And he did a really great job. He inserts himself in it. I love the him being in the Garfield outfit was also a really great moment and really funny. He's just gotten a lot funnier. He's got a lot more tension in his videos, and he's just become a much better content creator this year. He just really hit a good stride when after the pandemic had like a really like, he also burnt out end of 2019 with the Why You Shall Still Watch Hunter x Hunter. He had like the burnout moment. Oh my gosh, really phenomenal stuff. Despite being like already a very well established and bigger creator and everything, to see this growth in this way has been excellent. Been loving it. Yeah, great stuff. What would an end of year video from Digest be like without mentioning STEVEM? It just feels right. Like I literally put like. This morning I opened the notepad. I'm like, all right, time to make that list of top creators. STEVEM. Like, I'm too predictable. I'm sorry. No, we're just really good friends today. I mean, not just that. That's a nice bonus too. No, but like, yeah, of course. And you look at it, and while he didn't have this incredible moment as Satoshi Kon in the same way, he's just had a great output this year anyway, with his Cagliostro video, his video on Studio Arms with like Elfenlied, as well as in his Nausicaa video, which is, of course, I love it, of course, and learning about the whole creation process of the movie specifically, and then as well as the manga and just that whole process for Miyazaki. It's pretty much all the stuff that he came to a head with his Satoshi Kon video, but just like he just was able to replicate it with the Cagliostro, Redline, Arms, Nausicaa, and then he had to slow down a lot because of I think he got carpal tunnel, or just something with his wrist or something. And so yeah, fair. But then he still put out like 10 video. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like at least 9 videos in a month. God damn it. Crazy. All about Studio 4C, by the way, which is definitely a studio that's worth having a marathon of videos for. God damn. Anyway, great output, and as usual, just incredible creator. Yeah. Great stuff. I'm not gonna be like looking forward to more because like, we'll see. Because I'm like with this output, right? But he tells me of some of the ideas he has, and I'm just like, oh, that sounds amazing. It's just a lot of great potential ideas. But we'll see what he comes up with next year. Look, it's exciting. I am looking forward to it, of course. The Canipa Effect had a fantastic year. and a standout year as well because he OutaQuest ended, and so he is doing content creation full time as of like halfway through the year, I think, which is crazy and scary. And really best of luck to him. And I think his output has been wonderful this year, especially this stretch of videos where he just was on like a goddamn streak, both creatively and with views, with fucking X-Arm, the Attack on Titan video, Mappa, and then Pokemon Black and White, like constant bangers. And then the rest of it's been okay. Like view wise, it's okay. No, it's okay. It's fine. But no, I also just think he's coming off from last year too of having just consistently great videos, of course, with the Crunchyroll video and all that stuff. He isn't changing too much of what he's been doing in the past. But just like especially standout videos, I think this year in particular, his Mappa video was fantastic, and I would love to see an update on it. But it's probably not a lot of it has changed at this point. But it's just kind of talking about Mappa's wild amount of output and how JJK is kind of an outlier, all things considered. That was very fascinating. I'm a big sucker for his black and white video, and I just love how much he was nerding out about it and how it's like it doesn't need a remake and it's already perfect, and god damn it, their sprite work is amazing, and really touting the accomplishments that Game Freak had and kind of their history and stuff, and how sad, it's too bad that they're kind of moving to like CG stuff, or at least not pixel art basically. But yeah, like wonderful video there. And then for a third one, I actually checked out the recipe for modern anime, which I don't know if I talked about. I don't remember. I might have, but I didn't remember it very much, and so I did check it out again. And it's just like a standard, like excellent, like yeah, this is he's just one of the best creators this year, the best creators this year, and just creators on the platform right now, because he's putting out the videos that actually have the research to back it up, have interesting topics, and is very current, like I don't know, like current in a non-cynical way, like current where it's like it is interesting to see that he like I don't know, there's just some, like me personally, like with anime and stuff, with modern anime, it's hard for me to get into videos that are talking about the current seasonal and stuff like that. But Canipa has actually managed to make it interesting and feeling it's like, oh, this is an industry, this is what's happening right now on a brass tacks, like nuts and bolts kind of way, without going so far into the being like, this is how Genga works and something like that. But just giving like a really digestible way of doing that. And is still the whole time maturing as a creator and doing more stuff. I just really enjoyed pretty much all of his output this year. It's been great. Yeah, very standout creator. He was another creator that was like, oh, it's not just one video from him. It's been his entire output. It's been like, wow, it's impressive. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, TheCynicClinic had a probably his best year. If you look at the span of his channel and stuff, because he really found the sweet spot and the kind of the just perfected a particular formula, and then constantly, and then like improving it throughout the year, which is just a crazy awesome and impressive. Like really starting it towards the beginning of the year with People Don't Know How to Talk About Animation, where he just has a great on-screen presence, and I knew he had a great on-screen presence with some of his other videos in little places here and there, but it wasn't as prominent as it was here, where it was mostly that, and then just the marrying of his really great editing style and like his style as a video creator, really. And of course his like illustrations, like, do you know, like the past 3 videos he's made for the thumbnails, those are all his art, and I actually had I couldn't tell, and I keep forgetting every single time. It's hilarious. The thumbnail game is getting even better. Oh my god. But like really fascinating and like interesting topics, and talking like, and also kind of more community centric, like what does Sakuga actually mean, and kind of referring to talking about the community as a whole. I think it just feels very relevant and interesting. And then I wanted to shout out one of his videos, particularly, I think out of the current output, I actually haven't seen his fully video yet. I'm sorry. Because I was going to watch all of the Novid videos at once. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I don't know. So I have to, we'll see. But the best shot of Dragon Ball Z, I think, was a particular moment for him of like getting a green screen and playing with it and having a lot of really interesting transitions and just again, that sense of evolving a style a second time throughout the year. It's nuts. And then finally broke 1,000 subscribers as well. So he's starting to gain more. That's fantastic because he deserves way more than this. Like, this is not enough, YouTube. Come on. Anyway, yeah, another creator that was just like, it's really not just one video. It's just like most of the videos, like really like the lip sync video, this anime analysis starter pack. Oh my God. Like everything. It's been great. Loved it. And bringing up the rear, only because it's alphabetical, I swear. It's Ygg Studio. Look, if it was the previous name, it'd be a little higher. a little further, a little earlier. No, I'm just teasing. Ygg Studio, Trixie the Golden Witch, having a year. Like, I think this was the same year because I looked at it and it was December of 2020 that the top 10 anime films of the 2010s had come out, and then like starting to do the Void Gazer stuff. I think it was around that time, around like the end of 2020 and beginning of 2021, where they privated like the majority of her videos, and that was just like, oh Jesus, like what? And it's never boring, it's never boring being a Trixie fan. And some people it was rocky. It was a rocky year for some, I think, and she shook off a lot of longtime supporters. I think just as like, this is too much. It's like, what do you do? I can't keep track of it. But it's because it's like it's such a dramatic change for her, and actually realizing herself and figuring things out. And I just think like that's just something so interesting and dynamic about that for a creator. I think it's just really compelling personally. But like I wanted to, in particular, I didn't want to just do 3 anime alphabets, as much as I like that content. I think the Void Chasers one I still remember as being really interesting and different. Just 2 hours of Trixie and kind of after dark content, but it was just like a journey, and it was just a lot. It was a big video too. It was over 2 hours. Like, and not like a podcast either. It was like a whole vlog, and 2 hours of this big journey and like multiple arcs. It was just really impressive, really interesting. And then of course the anime alphabet. I wanted to shout out the first one, just I think because it was such an exciting moment, because it was like an hour-long video and it's about this obscure anime and a beginning of a series and stuff like that. So I just think that was something I wanted to shout out. But I'm really happy that she's managed to find a series that, because she's I have a podcast, AniTube T, that she was a guest on this past month, and she talked about how she's always wanted to find that YouTube thing, that YouTube series that she would be known for, similar to like Game Theory or a lot of bigger YouTube channels in general, not just like anime YouTube channels, but YouTube channels in general that have their thing. Like, here's the show kind of, and then you tune into that show every so often. And that's, I think, was what Trixie was trying to do here. So it's interesting, and I couldn't be happier because it is more Trixie content, and it is kind of the stuff you remember for the most part. Yeah, and I'm just looking forward to more in that output. And then, of course, I wanted to shout out that We Have Forgotten Love, which really has that. It really has I think more than any of her other videos this year, was able to articulate and really make more so than just like her output on the surface, like just looking at the output, like, oh, that looks different. Actually, like, really not contradicting, but like rebutting her own video of the height of her channel, really, which is like we have accepted mediocrity, this really big moment for her in 2018. That was kind of the height of her channel at the time, and then kind of devolved from there. And so this is sort of like kind of where she's at now. And I think it just has a more uplifting, interesting, and relevant and level-headed kind of message, and a mature message. And it's just something I really respect and appreciate, even if like it's not that same high of like, you know, the big thing and kind of the edge that like I think the thing that her previous content was very consistent of, and I think people might agree with this, that there's a sense of angst. I think there's a lot of like not sure and like frustration, and I mean she got her start really with like Rage, you know, in terms of her anime career, like her anime video output. It was really, a lot of it kind of sparked from like Rage for a lot, and a lot of her biggest videos are a lot of like negatively skewed stuff of like terrible anime in one episode and stuff like that. And so the mediocrity video is really kind of the culmination of that, and really kind of the fever pitch. And then this is the Forgotten Love is really kind of this nice arc aftermath and like cooling down in that way. And the anime alphabet, I think that's what like a lot of people may not find, I guess, is because it's not about that. It's sort of about like celebrating these anime and finding why it's so enduring and important as a series, you know, and why it's like kind of a big deal, right? Even if she didn't like certain titles here and there. So I just find that approach really endearing and like admirable, because it's definitely what I want to put out personally as well. So finding the kind of like-mindedness there is just something that is that just means a lot to me personally, I think. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, okay. So that's all the creators for the year. It's 15 different YouTubers, if you've not heard of any of them, which like I feel like if you've been watching AniTube Digest and you're watching this video, you know all of these creators. So I don't know how interesting or insightful this video was in the same way. But yeah, I just wanted to celebrate this year. I think it was a very strong year for anime YouTube, if not, but like it wasn't like it's interesting. It's not like a big firework like 2016 or something where like everything's like it doesn't feel golden era in the same way. But there's just so many creators who are doing really good stuff, and there's not a lot of like beef or drama or dumb shit or like, I don't know. It's just even the like creators that I had problems with previously, they've either kind of like died down or are kind of reformed and kind of do make better stuff. And we're all just getting better at this thing. We're getting better at our art as time goes on. I kind of don't know where this goes, you know, because I feel like there's the Newgrounds days, right? And that only happens for so long. There's no real... I think Newgrounds is still happening, right? But it's not the day, you know, back in the day type of thing. I don't know if for anime YouTube, or YouTube in general, really. YouTube in general, I don't know where this goes from here. Like, because it is, you know, we're hitting big highs and it gets bigger than ever, whatever. But there's other situations with like Totally Not Mark and other things like that I don't know how sustainable this is, you know. I'm interested, and I just like, at the end of the day, I just hope people make cool videos and they're fun, you know. That's just what I care about, I guess, at this point. But I'm looking forward to, you know, the rest of the creators. There was a lot of new creators too. I'm sorry, I'm like this year's digest end of year thing isn't as huge, and I think it's because last year I'm not doing that again. Where I literally put out like 5 or 6 digests in a fucking row. Yeah, you know, and I don't know if I could, especially this year. I don't think I could bring myself to do it. How the hell did I do that too? Fucking end of 2020, I did both that AMV series and 5 digests. What the fuck was on? What was I on? How did I make all of those? Jesus Christ. Oh well. Anyway, I've held your ear long enough. that'll do it for this installment of AniTube Digest, and for the year, I think. Sorry if I'm not gonna I'll try to cover the past 2 weeks, I guess, of Digest next Monday, or next week when I do it normally. We're still rolling with season 3. Yeah. You guys are great. You guys have a great year. Good 2022. 2022. And yeah, this year's pretty good. Anyway. Yo, peace.